Attention Memo lover, this is a buying guide of all 18 Memo fragrances in my collection. So grab your pen and paper, I hope you found your signature scent today. Starting off strong with arguably the most popular perfumes from the line, this is Marfa. So Marfa is a creamy orange blossom tuberose and ilang-ilang. This perfume is very sweet, even sweeter than what I wanted it to be. I would say this perfume smells very tropical and sweet, but it isn't cloying. As it dries down, I feel like the vanilla keeps things sweet in the base. If you don't like sweet perfumes, I think you should give this a pass. Moving on to Siwa, this is my next wish list. Siwa is a beautiful soft vanilla with a touch of oat and a soft floral coming from narcissus. Unlike any other vanilla that's too sweet, this one is creamy, boozy, but there's a woody touch as well. I like how there's a violet leaf that's present here, giving it a fresh and green opening. And somehow, to me, Siwa smells like walking on the golden grain fields. It's warm, nutty, and sweet at the same time. Up next, this is Jannat. I would describe this fragrance as a beautiful citrusy forward fragrance that feels very spicy and floral at the same time. This is the scent that is made from someone who enjoys neroli fragrance, sweet floral, but there's a dominant presence of grapefruit and spicy ginger in the opening stage. I feel like this is also the most citrusy neroli fragrance in my collection. Unfortunately, this is not the type of scent for me. Moving on to Kedu, which is also my next wish list. This is a citrusy floral perfume but with a blast of sesame seed. The opening to me smells like you poured sesame oil on your skin, then it was balanced by a citrusy and musky base. I honestly like this one because I think this smells very unique. Next on the list, this is Tamarindo, which is a fresh juicy pineapple scent that somehow feels sweet and creamy coming from the vanilla note. There's also something smoky coming from the incense that balance everything together. Moving on to African Leather, which is an ambery spicy scent that smells quite masculine to me. It is a warm, spicy, ambery fragrance where the cardamom is the star of the show. I don't know why, but this is also something that I imagine to be worn on formal occasions. It's aromatic, leathery, spicy, that almost makes me feel like I am wearing my leather jacket while walking on my favorite herb store to buy some spices. Tiger's Nest is a sharp, ambery fragrance that feels very aromatic coming from the papyrus. I must say this scent smells quite challenging for me because the interaction between lime, saffron, and amber makes me feel unease, and somehow I think the dry down stage smells more enjoyable. Up next is Shams Oud. So what dominates this perfume for me is the smell of saffron, ginger, and cashmere. Somehow this smells antique. So even if this is not my type of scent, I would say this perfume is still a pleasant surprise. Moving on to Sicilian Leather, that to me the opening is quite citrusy, but overall this is a woody and leathery scent. All I'm getting from these perfumes are bergamot, cedarwood, and leather. Up next, this is Iberian Leather that opens up with a blend of leather and oud that, just like any other oud fragrance, the more it dries down, the oud gets more prominent. Now if we're talking about another ultimate wish list, it will be Eau de Memo. Me, it smells like fresh citrus, green tea, and leather at the same time. To me, this one smells very sharp and slightly bitter. It reminds me of the sensation that I'm getting when I'm drinking my lemon tea inside a new car with leather seats. Up next, this is Sintra. If you enjoy Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian but find it too sweet, I think this scent can be a great alternative. It smells like a very sweet cotton candy but with a dominant orange blossom that is present in this perfume. We're entering the top 6 favorites from Memo in my collection. Meet Lalibela. I would say this is like an older sister of Memo Marfa. It's the same sweet floral with tropical vibe, but this one is much mature for me. It is a rose scent that is earthy, smoky, and creamy at the same time. It is not as sweet as Marfa, however it carries the same DNA. I really like this one. Another unique scent from Memo is Irish Leather. So I must admit that this is quite masculine for me with the combination of juniper berries, mate leaves, and leather. But somehow I like how it smells very cool and fresh at the same time. I always associate this perfume like a calm rainy days in a pine forest. It smells very unique and a standout in my collection. Up next, this is Winter Palace, that I think is a very nice orange tea scent. It opens up with a blast of beautiful fresh yet sweet orange, but it was combined by an aromatic tea that to me it feels like I'm currently steaming a cup of red tea with a few drops of orange on top. Smells very warm, comforting, it's sweet. I currently own almost 50 tea perfumes, but nothing smells like Winter Palace, which to me explains why this smells very unique. Moving on to my all-time favorite, this is Inle. So Inle is another tea scent from the house of Memo, but it was dominated by a smooth, almost fruity osmanthus. The tea notes that's in here, it's earthy, green. It smells very soft with a hefty dose of jasmine that overall brightens this perfume. Personally, I think I cannot live without MEMO Paris Inle. Love, love, love this one. Now on the second spot of my top favorite from Memo, this is Ilha de Memo. This is a sweet floral scent that smells very beautiful and also a compliment getter. I absolutely fell in love with this perfume right at the first sniff. I am a jasmine lover, but the jasmine note that in here is sweet from honey, but with a contrasting note like juniper berries. So there's a unique twist in this jasmine perfume. Definitely a masterpiece and definitely something that's backup bottle worthy for me. However, if we're speaking about my true favorite from Memo, it will be French Leather. It is mainly the fact that this is the sexiest rose perfumes I have ever smelled. So this perfume to me opens up quite citrusy, and then it was followed by an uplifting take on rose that's kind of sweet, but as it dries down, it is a leathery and musky scent. The leather that's in here is soft. It's definitely an evening type of scent, yet somehow from the freshness of the opening, I think I can still rock this on daily basis. To me, it is a masterpiece from Memo. That ends my review. So what's your favorite Memo? Let me know. Bye!